Okay, so welcome. So now in this video I'm going to show you a technique of factoring called factor by grouping. And this works with when you have terms of four, if you have four terms, okay? So it doesn't always work, but it's worth a shot to try to, to use this. If you have something like this, okay, you have four terms, it's not obvious how to factor them. So let's do factor by grouping, which what we're going to do, the idea behind it is we're going to group terms by 2 and see if we can factor out a common factor for each group. And then when we do that, it will reveal another common factor. So let me demonstrate. So let's look at this example. Now, I'm going to factor this the way it looks. There's other ways of factoring. You can rearrange the terms. The idea is you want to group them where there's a common factor in each one. So I'm just going to group them like so. Notice that I grouped them with the plus sign in the middle. Okay? If this was a subtraction, just so you know, if it was a subtraction, you would not do this. Because, remember, this means you're going to distribute the negative to both of them and it'll change this sign and you'll get the wrong answer. So, whenever there's a subtraction in the middle, I always change it to a plus negative. Because if I have a plus there, if it's an addition, then I'm fine and I don't have any problems. And then I would just do this. Okay, so that's if you end up having a subtraction sign in the middle. Just change it to a plus negative and then just go on with the steps I'm going to show you. So let's go back to the way it was. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is the first step is group these together so that each one has a common factor and then factor out that common factor. So the common factor here is 2. So I'm going to factor out the 2 and that leaves behind x minus y. And now I'm going to factor out the common factor here, which is a. And what does that leave behind? It leaves behind an x and a y. Now notice, this is where the magic's. Now I have another common factor. There's this monomial and this product, right? So we have a common factor here and a common factor here. So now I can pull this common factor out. So I'm going to pull out the x minus y. And what does that leave behind? It leaves behind a 2, and it leaves behind an a. And there we go. It's that easy. Now, it doesn't always work, but it's worth a shot. Okay. Now also notice that I could rewrite this and factor it a different way, and I'll still get the exact same answer. I could write this as, instead of matching these two up, I could match the x's up. So I could write this as 2x plus ax, and then I could do plus, and now I've got minus or negative 2y minus ay. Now look at this, I've got a common factor here of x. So I'm going to pull the x out and that leaves me with 2 plus a. Now here I'm going to factor out a negative y. And that gives me, left behind is, 2 plus a. And notice that now I got another common factor, and I factor this out, and I get 2 plus a times whatever's left behind, which is x minus y. And I get the same answer. And that's factor by grouping. Have a great day.